and have a bit of a chat about what I'm going to be working on today. I did a couple of videos on this on like TikTok and stuff the last couple of days, but I thought I'd try a short YouTube live stream. I don't know if anyone's going to be here because it's not something I would regularly do and not something I've really done much before. But anyway, here we are. I thought I'd give it a go, give an update, just kind of give you more idea of actually what I'm working on a lot of the time, because I don't necessarily post as many videos as I used to, so it might look like I don't do anything, which is not the case, but it might feel like that. So I thought I'd share more about what I'm working on as I'm doing it, so you can see maybe why things take so long and what happens between me starting something and you actually finally seeing it. Good morning, Lars. Good to see you. So I do have to hold my phone camera up. It's not ideal. A lot of it's going to end up like this. A lot of chin view by accident, but it is what it is. I'll try my best. So I think we have just 3 printers to harvest today. The Prusa I didn't manage to get started yesterday. I could have started something. I just ran out of time. I had a lot going on yesterday, so I had to leave and didn't manage to get something set up. So, as we've been doing the last couple of days on the H2D, hang on. I'm not very good at this. So, more VLMP2 bases. So, as I mentioned previously, I've created a new kind of accent base. So it's a multi-color print. And with the H2D, because you have the 2 nozzles, you have the yellow on one side and the black on the other. You don't actually really waste any filament in that changes. So it's nice and effective to do those multi-material prints. I could do them on these as well, but this printer doesn't waste the material in that change. I did also add some additional bed adhesive yesterday to help the removal. It's helped with these 2 parts, but I forgot to put some here. If you're questioning why bed removal might be better with adhesive, it basically just creates a barrier that's a little bit weaker than the adhesive directly in the strength directly to the bed. Yeah, so here you can see I'm struggling to remove this. Yes, not ideal. We don't want this left on the build plate. So, get a little bit more. Sorry, this is going to be really wobbly. I'm going to get a tripod, I think. I've got tripods, like a mount for the camera, for the phone. So I don't have to hold it the whole time, because that just feels a bit dumb. Get a little bit of this on there, and on that zone in the middle. That should help with that release of those critical parts a little bit. I don't know if I'll be able to see all chat, but if you have questions, let me know. It is a sort of question time. There's not going to be much going on in terms of big news. It's just a general catch up in the morning so you can see what I'm working on. So yeah, these are going to be, they already are on the shop. So these are all the parts basically for VLMP2. It is quite a lot of parts to print. That's something I'm going to be working on the next design. VLMP1 was very part efficient, but maybe the aesthetics lacked a bit. With the LMP2, we certainly bumped up the aesthetics to a nice kind of aggressive styling, but the impact of that was lots and lots more parts. So hopefully I'll be able to reduce this down to fewer parts in the next iteration. So the H2D, I think I'm just literally going to get started again, printing the same thing. I think the same. Next. I'm not sure if the door sensor is working. I think I might have broken the door sensor. Obviously, I've got a door on it. The door sensor is down here, I believe, from what I recall. Or is it this one? No, that's the screw. There's so many sensors. It might be this sensor here. I don't know if I've damaged the wire somewhere. Can you see it? You probably can't see it that well. It's this bit here. That little door sensor. I think that's what it's for. Keeps telling me to close the door. but the door is closed. Doesn't really matter because the door is closed, so it does still work. It does get up the temperature and prints absolutely fine, as you can see from the successful ones that we've done so far. Now on these, I can't remember which in one, which is in the other. So here we have an enclosure for a product I'm working on. This is just a prototype enclosure, it's not the final design. But being able to make prototypes of things that you plan to machine out of more expensive processes is a great idea. I won't say too much about the things that you can see, but yes, it's a nice printed enclosure, just to help me kind of test geometry, see what things work and what doesn't. So this is the base. This is going to be CNC machined, so obviously the geometry is fairly limited for a 3D printer, but still allows me to test what design works and what doesn't. I don't need to print more of those, so we're not going to go for a straight copy and paste print again situation. So this one can just go on for another one. This is my first one, and this printer has done like probably nearly 2,000 hours or something now. Last time the message popped up on here, I think it was like 1,700 hours. So well used, let's say. We've got some more prototype parts in here. Again, things that nobody will have seen before, because this is stuff that's kind of behind the scenes. Hopefully this is not a bad idea. Hopefully I don't regret showing these things, but you never know. So these are prototype parts for the next VLMP Pro. Yes, I'm working on one, but there's going to be, oh dear, they all come off so easily. Removing everything with one hand is not very simple. So again, prototypes. If things look shit, it's because they're prototypes. Design is unfinished. A lot of the times I print stuff out like this, has all just straight angles, there's no chamfers or anything on it, because I don't need the finished design, I just need to test some basic bits about their geometry. So, yes, some alternatives for VLMP. My plan for the next iteration is to kind of unify the design. At the moment we have quite clear segregation between what is VLMP2, the kind of consumer version, and what is VLMP Pro, which is the more expensive CNC plate kind of expensive version. And there isn't really a need for that. In my head there was like, oh, we're going to segregate it and have this thing and this will be better. But the reality is it just becomes more complicated for me and for everyone else. So the plan in the next design is to create a kind of modular system where, I don't like the word modular system, but that's sort of what it is. And the plan is basically all the parts will fit any system. So if you want linear rails, you can have, oh yeah, so you didn't look for that. I printed this part the wrong way out. This was supposed to be vertical like this, I think. So yes, obviously the bridging didn't work because it was never going to. Got some threaded parts here. This is the new top handle, new front cover, and some spaces. The spaces are actually for the CNC enclosure. So those parts there. Hello, Spectra. We have 16 people. I didn't honestly expect that many people to tune in. It's just my coffee morning chat. I don't know if it's going to become a regular thing. I quite like the idea of it. It gets me in the mood and kind of helps me remember that I do YouTube things. And I don't just sit down behind a desk and design things all day. A lot of my job seems to be admin now, obviously running a shop. There's a lot of admin stuff to do to make sure you have, as you can see, products. Here, products in stock. Kind of, this part is like spare parts and things, like parts that I use to build things. Over here is actual shop product, all the way around everywhere. So there's just a lot of admin to do, emailing and talking and that sort of thing. So to come and do some relaxing YouTube stuff is sort of quite nice, really. And obviously teardown videos are kind of the focus at the moment. So I'm in touch with a few different companies about getting their printers in to tear down and take a closer look at. But those videos take a really long time, and I mean like 4 weeks plus. And during that time, whatever machine it is that's being teared down is just in parts, and it obviously just takes a lot of space. Obviously, when a machine is built, like it's in kind of its most compact state. So as soon as you start taking bits off, you need like a place for this, and a place for this, and a place for this, and all these covers and frames and bodies. Like it just magnifies the space that it takes by like 4 times. So yes, that's a little bit of a pickle, but I make it work. Do I have any employees? I don't. Yet. I've done some work with freelancers. And that's probably how I'll keep it for now. I would like employees, but like it's just very complicated. I'm very space limited. It would only be, I don't know. There's a lot to think about, and I don't really have the mental space to deal with it. Although it would be an idea, and it would help me save a lot of my own time and allow me to prioritize other things. It's just difficult. I don't know if I'm seeing all the chat or just the things from what it's calling top fans. I have no idea if I'm seeing all the chat. So if I'm missing things, I do apologize. I just don't know how any of this YouTube live streaming from your phone thing really works at the moment. Quite new to it. Still working it out. So the plan for today, well, the first thing I'm going to work on is assembly of a bunch of Electropies. So this is a bunch of parts that make Electropy. If you don't know what that is, I don't blame you. I've not really advertised it very much. The long and short is that it's... I can't get stuff out of a bag with my hand. Let's try this as an example. I don't know what version this is that I'm showing you because I've just picked it randomly out of the box. But basically it's kind of a buck converter with a fan that attaches directly to the top of a Raspberry Pi. So it allows you to do, you can have a fused input, 12 or 24 volts, and that outputs up to 5 volts, 5 amps. So typically 3 amps through the GPIO to the Pi or whatever device, single board computer, or an aux output. So that aux can go kind of anywhere. You could do like LEDs and stuff off it if you wanted to. It doesn't really like focusing on it. There we go. And then obviously you have the fan to cool your things. So again, this was working with a freelancer. And we have the GPIO header at the top here. I want a short one. The length is not perfect. I wanted a short one to be able to stack things, which we can't do at the moment, so I'm going to have to maybe rework the ones that I have. So I've bought some like rework stuff to be able to desolder these really long headers and put on shorter ones, and that would allow you to stack things better on the Pi. So yeah, that's what Electropy is, and I need to work on making a bunch of kits. So as you can see, I have hundreds of fuses, hundreds of fuse holders, hundreds of fans. The actual devices are in a bag over there. So yeah, this is all the parts that kind of make it up, and I just have to put them all together into kits. It's not particularly fun, but it's quite relaxing, because I can just sort of tune out, listen to music or podcasts, get a little rhythm going, and then it goes by quite quickly. But I do have, I mean, I won't get them all done today. There are literally, I probably have over 200 sets left. Because I only packaged, although they're out of stock at the moment, the first batch I didn't do that many, because I didn't have the time, which is a typical theme, as you can see. So yes, hopefully going to order, assemble a bunch more of these kits today, or at least over the next few days. If I do like a large number, it might be that I only make it through like step 1 or 2 of like 10 in terms of like the whole packaging assembly, because you've got to get quite a few bits together. There are parts that still have to be soldered on, and then package each individually, and then into final packaging, and then stickers on that. It's quite a lot to do. But it is quite relaxing, as I said. Is there anything else I can share with you at the moment? Well, Well, I've not printed parts for it today. I have been printing a bunch more parts for my Voron. So the Voron that I have here, this 2.4 R2, I believe it is, I've not really used much in the last year because I've had various problems with CAN bus and reverb nozzles. So I'm going to try and switch this out for basically a new tool head, and in the process I thought I'd do a bunch of other stuff too. I don't want to overdo the project because then it will become so big that I don't have the time to do it. But there is going to be some rebuilding of that. I don't know how public that will be. I was kind of tempted by the idea of a video of can you make a Voron as reliable as, I don't know, a Prusa or a Bamboo or whatever. But I don't know if that's the best idea. We shall find out a little bit later if I find out that I have the time or not. Right. I don't know why 27 people are watching me drink coffee and chat nothing, but there we go. I appreciate all of you joining in. I don't think I have much more to share this morning. So I think that's going to be it, unless there's any more questions. I mean, again, I don't know. Aha. I think it is all the messages. Chat filter was on. But I think there's only been 3 messages anyway. I can't really see from here. It's impossible. Anyway, that's going to be it for me today. I'll try and tune in again. I'm going to try and do it regularly. I don't want this to become like the whole channel, but I think it's hopefully nice to see actually what I'm working on day to day, as it is quite varied and hopefully quite interesting. And it gives you an idea of what I'm working on and what's coming up, rather than just having this product randomly appear in the shop and you don't know what it is. So, yes. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'll probably see you tomorrow. I don't know how to end the stream. Where's the end stream button? Oh dear. That? Yes.